Assalamualaikum and greetings. My name is Razik bin Ahmad Afizi and my matric card number is B122510463. Today I will be presenting about project titled Digital Food Ordering System Warung Maju. The main objective of this system is to manage customer orders using a multi-table concept, reduce errors in price calculation, and automatically store sales records into a text file. For the backend logic, I started by setting up the data structures in module Warung PY. First, on line 4, I use a tuple for info kedai. Why tuple? Because the data, the shop name, location and year is immutable. It serves as constant data that should not change while the program is running. Next, on line 6, I implemented a dictionary for the food menu. This uses the key value pair concept. The key is the food, nasi lemak, and the value is price, RM5. Why a dictionary? It allows for fast lookups. When a user selects an item, the program can instantly retrieve the price using the key without needing to look through the entire list. Alright, on the line 14 is initialized as empty dictionary. This acts as a temporary database to hold customers' order. It starts empty because there are no customers yet. Later, the table number will become the key and the list of orders will be the value. Moving on, let's look at the operational function is this module. First, we have papakan menu function. Here I implemented for a loop. It iterates through every item in the menu dictionary and displays them one by one. Why do it this way? To make the code dynamic. If we decide to add 10 new items to the database in the future, I don't need to change a single line of code here. It will automatically display everything. I also use F-string formatting to ensure the price always displays with two decimal places, resembling actual currency format. Next, we have function tambah order. Next, this function accept three parameters, which is measure, pilihan, and quantity. On line 27, here, I convert the dictionary keys into a list because the user inputs a number but our database uses names. Example, nasi lemak. By converting it to a list, I can use the index to map the number back to the specific food name. 2. D is where the multi-table logic happens. The system checks does this table exist in our session yet. It's not. Basically, it's a new customer. It is initialized a specific empty list for that table. This prevents key error crashes. On the line 41 and 42 is duplicate checking logic. If a table orders nasi lemak twice, we don't want to separate line for nasi lemak in the receipt. We want to merge them. Like customer A will sit at table 1 and order one nasi lemak. After a few minutes, they want to add a new item, nasi lemak also. At the receipt will be two quantity, not one by one. And then I use the solution is I use a loop to scan the current card If the item is found, I simply update the quantity and update the total price. Add the total 40 row at 45 and 46. I do not add a new row. The else is line if in 51. Only if the new item has never been ordered before do do I use a pen to add it as a new entry. Next, I would like to show you the most flexible feature of the system, the tambah add-on function. Here I use a special parameter marked with an asterisk, which is add-ons. This one. This star symbol allows the function to accept any number of inputs the user provides. The user can enter just one add-on, example like 8 or 10 add-ons simultaneously, and the code will handle it without errors. In Python, this is known as arbitrary arguments. On line 60, I implemented a safety logic which is safeguard. Let's say a customer sits down and immediately asks for extra egg before ordering a main dish. This code checks if the table exists. If not, it auto creates the table session. This ensures the order sequence doesn't matter. On line 68, we are processing the input. I use string concatenation. The code nama add-on equal add-on plus input string. This one. Why? This is so the cacher can easily distinguish between a main menu item and a custom request in the final receipt. It will appear as add-on egg instead of just egg. On the line 74, I reuse the check duplicate logic similar to the previous order function. This demonstrates code reusability. I use a proven algorithm to ensure that if a user requests add-on egg multiple times, the system simply updates the quantity counter rather than listing it repeatedly. Thank you.
Kevin Mardaya. My number is B122510449. Today I would like to explain the process bayaran function, which serves as the core checkout mechanism for the system. Okay. First, data validation and setup. The function begins by accepting the table number measure as a parameter. The very first step is input validation. I check if the table number exists within our main data dictionary SesiMeja. If the key is missing, meaning the table has not ordered anything, the function returns an error message and stops immediately. This prevents the program from crashing due to a key error. Once validated, I initialize the necessary variables. I retrieve the specific list of items for the table, which is cut semasa. I initialize the grand total accumulated to 0. I also utilize the datetime library to capture the current timestamp, formatting it into a readable string for the receipt using strftime. Second is visual formatting and header construction. Before processing the items, I construct the receipt layout. I use Python F strings to create a structured header variable called content receipt. I have included visual separators like equal signs and dashes to make the text look like a professional physical receipt. This string acts as a buffer that will hold all the text before we write into the file. Third one is iteration and calculation, the loop. This is the main processing logic. I use a for loop to iterate through every item in the customer's cart. Inside this loop, three operations happen simultaneously. First is data extraction. I extract the item, name, quantity, and total price from the list indices. Second is calculation. I update the grand total variable by adding the price of the current item. And the third one is string formatting. I append the item details to our receipt string. I use specific formatting syntax such as less than 20 to ensure the item names are left aligned and the prices are neatly organized in columns. This ensures the text file is readable. And the last one is file input output operation. Finally, the function handles the data storage using exception handling to manage any potential file errors. We perform two distinct file operations. First, generating the receipt. I open a specific text file for the table receiptmedia1.txt using the write mode. I choose write mode here because if a customer adds a new order, we want to override the old receipt with the updated final version. Second, updated the sales log. I open the recordjolan.txt file using the append a mode. Unlike the receipt, we do not want to override this file. We want to append the new transaction to the bottom of the file, creating a permanent history of all sales for the day. In summary, this function combines logic, mathematical calculation, string manipulation, and file handling to complete the transaction cycle. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jiviras Tamiraja. My matrix number is B122510481. Now, I will explain the Python function used to display the sales history. First, the function is defined using the name Baca Sejarah Jualan. This function is responsible for reading and displaying sales records that are stored in the text file. Next, a title labeled Sales History is printed on the screen. A new line is added before the title to make the output clearer and more readable. Then, a try block is used to handle any possible errors. This is important because opening a file may fail if the file does not exist. Inside the try block, the file record jualan is open in read mode. The with statement ensures that the file is automatically closed after it is used, which helps prevent memory uses. After that, the program reads the entire content of the file and displays it on the screen. If an error occurs, such as when the file is missing, the except block is executed. In this case, a message saying no records available, maksudnya tak ada record, is shown to inform the user. Overall, this function allows the system to safely read and display sales history while handling error properly. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Today I will be presenting and explaining our Python program. At the beginning of the program, we imported two modules. The total module which is used to create the intro animation and a custom module called module warung, which handle all the food ordering logic. So when the program starts, the function intro animasi is called. This function will open a title graphic window that have a black background and a green rectangular border that display the title Warung Maju. There will be a message asking the user to click the screen to start. The animation will close only after the user clicks the screen. After the intro animation, the program enters a while loop, which keeps the system running until the user chooses to exit. The main menu displays 5 options. Order baru for option 1, option 2, tambah add-on, option 3, kira dan cetak receipt, option 4, lihat log jualan, and lastly option 5, which is keluar. The program also validates user input to make sure only numbers are accepted, preventing system errors. When the user selects option 1, the system will ask for the table number, then display the food menu from the module warung module. There will be a prompt that says to the user to select a menu item and quantity. The order is then saved under the selected table number. Next, option 2, allow the user to add extra items such as egg or sambal. The system will ask for the table number, then request the add-on item. It will reject invalid inputs such as numbers or empty values. Once the input is valid, the add-on is added to the table order. Option 3 is used to calculate the total payment. The user enters the table number, then the system will go to the function which is process bayaran function in the module. Option 4 is an admin feature. It allows the user to view the previous sales record and order history stored by the system. This helps track daily sales performance. Lastly, when the user selects option 5, the program will display a closing message, then exit the loop and terminate the system safely.